Taken.
Thank you. Others have asked you questions. There have been some excellent questions today, and you've provided some incredibly helpful testimony. I'd like to take a little bit different approach. And I want you to know that I think that maybe you believe here in Yuma and along the border that you've been forgotten, that we don't care. But you haven't. We do care, and it's why we're here. We read the statistics, we see the film on the 5 o'clock news, we hear about the fentanyl deaths, and we have some awareness of the human trafficking across our borders and spreading across our country. But reading about it is fundamentally different than being here and seeing it for ourselves, and in talking to you about what you've been experiencing. I want you to know that everyone on this committee has heard you, they're listening, and they want to represent you. They want to represent your voices. They want to hear what you have to say. I want to thank this entire community for your candor. I want to thank you for your willingness to talk to us and engage with us and to show us what you're dealing with. I want to thank your growers and producers for providing us with fresh and healthy food, and for creating the beautiful Eden and oasis carved out of the surrounding desert. Thank you to our law enforcement, our sheriffs, our border patrol, and our police officers. And thank you to our local business owners and community leaders for what you do. But again, I want to be your voice, and to do that, I'm going to read to you some of the notes that I have taken just in the last day or so in visiting with the folks that we've had the opportunity to talk to. Now, you've heard some of this information, but I want to make it very, very clear. These are not Republican talking points. These are not an effort to just attack the Biden administration for the sake of attacking the Biden administration. These are my notes of my conversation with your fellow citizens. As we've already talked about, there's $26 million in uncompensated care for illegal immigrants in just 1 year. There is no payer source for those fees. And the folks that come here are sick. Not all of them, but a lot of them. They have hypertension, they need dialysis, they need heart surgery, and they need intensive care. 25% of illegal babies ending up here that are born here end up in NICU because they don't have any prenatal care. We have to assure that we give a safe discharge, is what our medical professionals told us, which means that they have to provide wheelchairs and walkers and transportation. They may have to make contact with a family member. And none of the NGOs that are working with the Biden administration to further this agenda have offered to pay these costs, and the feds have refused. You cannot discharge a baby without a car seat, and so basically the hospital's been out purchasing car seats throughout the entire surrounding area. But many of these babies have brothers and sisters that also need car seats, so they may end up buying 2 and 3 car seats for the same family. The hospitals has essentially had to set up a hotel upstairs because they can't discharge the patients. They had one baby in NICU for almost 2 months, so the mother had to live there as well. There are lots of signs of abuse with the female migrants that are coming across. It is a federal law that the facility treats everyone who comes to the hospital. In other words, the federal government requires you to provide care, but refuses to pay you for it, the ultimate in an unfunded mandate. You've had illegal immigrants in ICU for over 30 days, some as long as 90 days. You've had to transfer residents to other places, as there have been times when there aren't enough ICU beds because the illegals are taking them. It takes 2 to 3 times the amount of resources to take care of an illegal as it does a resident. One woman at the hospital very compassionately noted that a loss of 1 person to fentanyl is 1 too many. In other words, they're very compassionate about what you're dealing with. But the illegals, the increase in illegal immigration has coincided with an increase in fentanyl overdoses. When Trump was president, there were 810 people seeking asylum in 2020. In 2021, it had gone up to 110,000, and in 2022, it was 310,000. And that's just in the Yuma sector alone. These people are processed here, and then they're sent to communities throughout the entire country, as the cartels are telling them where they must go in order to pay back what they have to pay to be brought across to the United States. The CBP has essentially become a concierge service for illegal immigrants. You have aliens from over 100 different countries entering this area. The cartels are controlling all aspects of the border. They earned $3.2 billion last year in human trafficking. The Biden administration is jeopardizing our food supply and our food security. And they're prioritizing illegal aliens over and above American citizens and legal immigrants. These are real life facts told to us and as expressed by real life citizens from this very community. And again, I will say it, you're not forgotten. We will never make life better in foreign countries by destroying the United States of America. We will never make foreign leaders do a better job of taking care of their poor or prosecuting their criminals by sending them across the border illegally. We must protect our borders. We must recognize that citizenship matters, and we must enforce the law. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you.